Okay, Gemini, Virgo. I have it now and I will read it to you. But what I wanted to add is, if this doesn't resonate for you, it is a general reading. Maybe look up your rising sign or where your moon is. This is for the sun sign, the moon. If your moon is in Gemini, in Virgo. If the moon is in Virgo, or the sun, which we will have because this is on sun signs, or your rising sign is Virgo, then this will resonate in this area of your life. So the key words for this eclipse, it did come out upright, is vigilant, parenthood, and productive power. So the goose upright, and where your eclipse is with the north node in your 10th house. So this is that public status, what is out in the world on an emotion level. The meaning is that it indicates that you are ready to take on the responsibilities of raising a family or of committing yourself to a long-term partnership. The goose brings creative and productive power and allows you to open to this power, secure in the knowledge that your relationship, family, or working partnership will provide a stable environment to act as a crucible for your creativity. The goose, with its strong attachment to its family and the ability to fly extraordinarily high from one continent to another, shows us that it is possible to be both grounded and spiritual in our daily lives. Now, the opposite end of this eclipse is the opposite energies, and that's the south node with regards to your home environment or your ancestry or the emotional side of your upbringing or subconscious memories. That would be the reverse meaning. And it says the question is, are you overly concerned about your rights, your possessions, or your territory? Perhaps you are too possessive of your partner. These geese tend to mate for life. It says wild geese tend to mate for life. Many humans do not. Staying together may not be in your best interests. If the relationship is meant to last, it will thrive on mutual respect and freedom, not jealousy and possessiveness. The ancient Celts kept geese for their eggs rather than their flesh. They knew it was best to keep the goose alive and productive. The lesson for us is that if we want to ensure our productive power, our capacity for creativity, we must look after ourselves. And to make sure the goose keeps laying the golden eggs, we must keep the goose alive, well fed, well rested, and well exercised. Totally against the way I read, but if that is how I'm led, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to stop that there, get us another candle. I love to give gratitude to Spirit, and then we'll get into our reading. Okay, Virgo, I'm back. And this is actually quite significant because I was contemplating about the card that was in reverse and our candle went out. So something was snuffed out that wasn't expected on an emotional level. That's the message I got for those that it resonates for. We started with the Page of Pentacles. This was information. You could be dealing with children as well, or somebody that is quite young. It's immature energy, and when I say immature, it's naive possibly. But here's information that comes through around security, finances, investments, but it's little bite sizes, it's small. And if it is children that you're dealing with, because it's pages, you could be dealing with an earthy child and with a water child. So there are earthy ones would be it would be our Virgo, our Capricorn, and Taurus. And then the watery one would be a Cancerian, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. And it is November, so those would be the energies if these are people. And then, of course, the Queen is watery. So the message here is about information where you thought there was something pretty grounded, and it was little bite sizes. You were working towards it in a very stable way, detailed sort of way, but little bites at a time. It was quite luxurious. It was very bright. We have the peacock in the background here. You're looking towards the future with the feathers. That's information that was quite bright, and from the solar plexus, building towards something. With the hopes of it being stable. But then it wasn't. There was a heartbreak, a difficulty, a sadness, emotional sadness, harsh spoken words, something that hurt, something unexpected. That's what was the formulation. It was quite painful. Or dealing with that in the first part of November. But here's manifestation of something beautiful. The Magician, something brand new, even though you've suffered this heartbreak. And remember, the eclipse is in those two places. It might be emotional heartbreak as a child that you suffered when you were younger. Remember, it's a general reading. And you really believed that was it, or you came in a stable way and your heart was broken, something that you needed to release, childhood emotions. Oh, I'm so sorry about this noise. Okay, so now that the noise has calmed down, we can get back into our reading. So I think I was at something that you have had to manifest, and you had all the skills. You were expecting some magic in something, and it took a long time, because here he has long grey hair to get this wisdom, to be able to manifest something new that was possibly very difficult. I do believe that this was very, because we have grounded energy and we have the cup, which is, these are the two that seem to be, and you, in your, that were the two things, something that you had to release with your sword of truth and with reaching for something new that came through. It is a major arcana as well, but this will be coming through for you now with this eclipse. And it could have been about a mother figure, possibly a Queen of Cups, maybe a relationship that didn't work out on an emotional way. This is watery. Maybe not having enough emotional support or nurturing, because it was in reverse. She's very emotionally supportive. But maybe not have had that. If it is within the career as well, there was no emotional support in something that was very hurtful. But there's change, manifestation here. What is hidden and you don't know about it, you could have been stuck in this. The Hangman is something that has been there for a long time. He's stuck. He's tied by his feet. He is just hanging there, looking for inspiration. And he does with a lot of passion and healing with the garments he's wearing here. But he's chained to something and he can't set himself free. He's sort of waiting for life and circumstances to change, and he's caught up. On either side, you have something that you can create and want to create, and is promised by the universe, a new beginning. But it's by divine timing, because you're just hanging there. 12, which is a 3, to formulate this and to move on. There's a 3 and there's a 3 from something that was hurtful, possibly spoken or taught, that was emotionally painful, a relationship that ended that you hadn't from a childhood maybe. And you took it into your adult life, because it's in the 10th house. On an emotional level, you took it through, and it affected your social standing, or what you believe in yourself, your career, how you perceived your place in society and your self-confidence, because it's been there for a long time. And here again, the challenge is the past. 6 of Cups, emotional past, something about the past where you were happy once, where you were abundant, it could also be with children, because we have children here, 2 children. You could be dealing with 2 children as well. Maybe you miss them. There isn't that support that you can give with whatever's happening now, and it affects your status out there. We are kept distant from our children. But this is nostalgia here, yearning, longing for the days when the cups were full, when they were at home, when things were happy, when things were pleasant. The old stomping grounds where people knew you. And then again, Page of Cups, here's information coming through, or waiting. There could be an apology that comes through, or waiting for information from a child that is emotional. And here's ivy growing. Ivy is something that takes a long time, and it just creeps along slowly, growing. And we see in this card, the person is looking towards the future, holding the cup. There is a light in it. He's not really looking at it because he's still looking for more from the future. So whatever perspective this is, there's something that was painful. There's a change that you finally get, an epiphany, like magic that comes through. Something that you've been stuck in. And you couldn't move. It's not by your circumstances, it's by circumstances that have changed you, the environment, the situation, and a sense of maybe emotional sadness or depression from within, because queens are internal emotional pain that has not been resolved from the past, but the eclipse has changed that. What is the 3 of Swords here, Spirit? What is the emotional pain? Waiting for information that comes through quite quickly, so that's beautiful. 8 of Wands, fiery, good information, something that is pleasant. The message is already on the way. It's change. It might be something you wanted to travel possibly and weren't able to, was stuck, not able to change, but the communication is going out. It's on its way already. The arrow's been thrown, the vision is there, the change is about, but the communication's coming through swiftly. You've let go, you've thrown it off, you've let go of it. Because there's 7 there, and 7 is a decision. The 8th one is, that's it, done. Which is the Magician, the infinity, as above, so below. What is the Magician? What is being manifested? What is the victory? Beautiful. You could be dealing also with a Cancerian, but here is victory. Victory in something, 7 again, a choice that was made, and having the victory finally of moving forward. Normally we see the black and white, which is contradictory situations and male and female, yes or no, black and white, that you have to deal with. They're so contrary with regards possibly to emotions as well. But here's victory. You're manifesting victory over this. It could be in your 10th house of your social status out there, but there's emotional victory here. Because Cancer is tenacious. She has reined these horses in. You normally don't see reins on that. But she has reined it in to move forward and to pull that chariot out of wherever it was stuck in, whatever mud it was stuck in. It is now being pulled forward regardless of how contradictory the head and the heart, emotions that have been stuck there. Maybe difficulty with children. or with your childhood in the past, possibly releasing that. Spirit, what is the Hanged Man? What is hidden? That you've suffered some sort of loss, Seven of Swords, some sort of loss. And you've gained the wisdom. The information comes through. There's the feather. The information comes through your intuition also. Yes, wisdom here. We see this really wisdom with passion that is going. This older person, he has wisdom. He's patient, even though he's using his head. This is normally the card of theft, but there's no theft here. Here are all the swords, and he's gaining wisdom for message, information, something that is no one kind of expected, something alternate, but there's clarity in a decision and a choice. And our last card here, Spirit, just one last one, the Page of Cups. And then we have the Prince of Wands. So this is taking that wand that was thrown, the information, and going for something towards clarity, moving forward in quite a fast-paced way. It's fire energy. It always reaches up passionately, have a goal, an intention, an idea, a work project, a relationship in mind. Something that you go for with a lot of passion and quite quickly as well. So with our noise that starts up here again, Virgo, this has really been a message that has been so interrupted, and I must apologize. I'm going to say thank you and goodbye.